Hello. Welcome back, my dear friends. We are not friends yet. Okay, no problem. Are you ready, guys? So, as always, my English is not good, but I will try my best to explain. And if you have difficulty to understand, you can put your question in writing in the commenting below, or send me directly via the contact link that is in the description below, description of this video. Then I will put the answer in writing, and hopefully it will help you that way. So we are continuing our journey into the concept of denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attacks. I have divided and structured the resources in 4 parts. In the first part, which was part 0, uh, it was about denial of service attack, and it consists of 2 episodes. And the second part, which was part 1, it was about distributed denial of service attack, which consists of 5 episodes. And now we are in third parts, which is part 2, which is about mitigation and measure against the denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attack. This part consists of 3 episodes, and this is the last one. In this part, then we are going to start with the last part, which is part 4, and that part will consist of 4 or 5 episodes. There we are going to learn very interesting subject in this in the concept of denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attack. We will also sum it up everything that we have learned up until now. But in this video we'll talk about third and fourth measure, because in the previous 2 videos we are talk about the technical prevention measure. Then second measure was clear policies and directives, and the third measure is coordination with external entities, and we will come about the fourth one very shortly in this video, at the end of this video. Okay, when it comes to coordination with external entities, you may ask, what do you mean? First of all, we have internet service provider. It can help us to filter out malicious traffic before it reaches your network. Before it reaches your network. Then you may also contact and ask for help from the distributed denial of service attack mitigation services. There are many professional consultant company that provide such services, and you may ask why that is a good idea. Because they are specialized in handling large scale attacks. For example, if your security team is overwhelmed and you don't have enough resources, maybe the attacker will attack again, then you may ask for help from this consultant companies. And not only that, the other external entities is law enforcement. Here you can contact them, for example, for legal actions. You may ask for help and legal actions, and you may provide the evidence that you have collected against the attacker. So this was the three main external entities that you can't coordinate with them. Then, and that is it about the third measure. The fourth measure is post incident review and improvement. And you may ask, what do you mean by that one? Okay, here we have three elements that we should think about when it comes to post incident review and improvement. First, it is debriefing session. Here, the goal is discuss. I'm not sure if I have written it correctly. Discuss what worked and what not, and what have not worked. Based on that information, you can improve. You can do improvement. For example, if some of your security measure worked a little bit but they were not resilient enough, then you can improve that. Then based on the nature of attack that you, for example, if it's the type of attack that you didn't have any measure against it, then you can implement new policies and new mechanism and measure in place to prevent the same kind of attacks in the future. Okay, this you can do that during the debriefing session. Then policy updates, and you may ask, what do you mean by this one? Based on lesson learned, you may start to, maybe you need to update your policies and directive. You can assess, for example, which part of your policies, if it was for example pre-attack preparedness, you may improve them. If something did not work properly, that was as was intended during the attack, you may add some policies and directive there to improve it so that the same thing does not happen again. And you may have some, may review your post action plans, and maybe some of them did not work either, or some did work, then you may improve there. It depends on which places of your policy did not work properly as intended. And based on this lesson learned from this attack, you can improve it, so to prevent that the same thing does not happen again. That is why, if you remember, when we start with the definition of cybersecurity, it is ongoing effort. Okay, so, and by that we will finish with this part, continuous improvement. And you may ask, what do you, now you don't need to ask that one. Now you have gained enough knowledge up until now, then you can answer this question right. It is to implement changes for future attacks. So that was all. We have, by doing these four steps that we have mentioned up until now, we can design and implement effective measure and defense mechanism to mitigate the impact of the denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attack. Again, the goal, because we cannot have 100% or bulletproof security measure, the goal here is to make it costlier, painful, and hard for the attacker to attack in order to damage our system or gain access to it. By implementing and having this measure and mechanism in place, these four steps, then we can have a modern and advanced mechanism and measure to mitigate against the denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attack. That was all for part 3. In part 4, which consists of 5 episodes, we will going to learn, for example, what you can do, what is your responsibility, how to detect, for example, the signs that if your device is part of botnet, and if it is, what you can do and which step you must follow. And that was all. I hope you have gained some knowledge up until now. If you have any question, you can ask me either by commenting below or contact me via the link that is in the description of this video. See you in the next part. Have a nice day. Bye.